5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. This is episode 10 of Siam Smoke Sessions. We got Siththa broadcasting out of England. Would you say that's Northern England or the Midlands, Siththa?
Oh, so you're going to bring up my terrible geography skills again?
Did we talk about this before?
I know. I think we did.
Did you Google where you are?
No, I know where I am now, though. Listen, I'm solidified in knowing where I am now. I know that Leeds is not where I thought it was. And I know where I am, and I know that I'm not near Leeds. So shut up.
Okay, well, we're on the podcast here, and we've got a good guest here with us. First, a question for Siththa. I do these questions. What is the Thai word for hemp, CBD flower?
Oh God, for hemp? Is it? It's not the same as gancha, is it?
It's close.
Oh shit. Kancha. Oh, Kancha.
Close. Keep one more guess.
Fuck. I can visualize it in my words, but again, I have the curse of an Anglo tongue. Shit.
Kanchana.
Kachon? Oh shit, it's the chon. Thank you.
And we have okay. I also asked that because I was smoking on some good 1-to-1 CBD THC flower that I got from a local guy here up in Chiang Mai, and really enjoying that. I just about an hour ago I used Taroma. It's I don't know. People can look it up. It's like a bong vaporizer thing. First time I used it, and it's fucking works great. Fucking great flavors, great shit. But it was this 1-to-1 CBD THC flower that I was just smoking. What have you been smoking on, Siththa?
I just need to ask it. Is the Taroma like the meth making looking machine thing?
I'm not going to confirm or deny that.
Okay, our listeners can find out their opinion on their own on what I think that machine looks like. But what I'm smoking on is a very minty pheno of wedding cake at the moment. So I like it. It's better than I've been stuck on the pear main, which I don't mind. It's a good UK exclusive at the moment, which I'm trying to get seeds to bring over to Thailand with me because I like the strain. It's interesting. So, but yeah, I've been having this minty pheno of wedding cake at the moment, which is quite nice for the UK scene. Something a bit different for once. But that kind of brings my question that I'd like to do with the guest is Drew from Kanchana. What are you smoking on, buddy?
Man, I got some homegrown Granddaddy Perp, man, that I've been smoking on for a while. I'm trying to get this stuff out of here. It started off great, but I've just been smoking on it for so long at this point. I'm like, all right, I got to get something else.
I mean, I like Granddaddy Purple. It's a classic. A lot of people kind of shit on it, but I love it.
Yeah, I just like I'm a berry gas type person anyways, so it's a little more berry than gas for me. So it's not that I hate it. I'm ready for some more gas, some more OG type stuff.
Oh, I feel you on that. So like, welcome to the show. Sorry, I just realized that we went into what you're smoking and not even really introduced you. So, Drew, you have Kanchana. I'm saying that right? Am I right?
Yeah, Kanchana. The Thais pronounce it Gandana. But yeah, Kanchana is yeah, man.
Yeah, I had a listener the other day saying oh, what dispensaries do you recommend down Pattaya? And I was like, I don't really know. I'm not like that kind of boy to go down to Pattaya. And I was like, shit, wait a minute, I know where. So hopefully one of our listeners is going to give you a place to visit soon. So that's cool. But tell us about you, man. Tell us about the shop. How did you get into the idea of starting Kanchana in Thailand?
Man, so all right, so this is, I guess it would kind of be like a long story, but so this all started out long before my time, really, right? So the way I got interested in weed and having anything to do with weed cultivation or like selling any of that all really stems from like my dad, right? So back in the 70s and 80s, man, this dude was growing football field sized fields of weed out in the middle of like Arkansas, in the middle of nowhere. And he was kind of ahead of the times though, because back then it was all just kind of like, like brick or whatever, just seeded up kind of shitty weed that everybody had. And he was out there growing Sinsemilla only, right? So they were sussing out males and doing all that stuff. And trying to just have a better product than really everybody else. So later on down the road, it's funny that you said that about that mint too. 'Cause I'll have a story about some mint bud. Yeah. It's anyways. So later on down the road,
no,
like
definitely. Hold on to that because I definitely want to ask you about that later. So just keep that in mind about the mint stuff.
Absolutely.
But carry on, my guy.
This was a 2-hour conversation about mint me and my brother had last night, so like it's fresh on my mind too. Yeah. So anyways, fast forward, right? My dad died. My mom had to get kind of a regular job or whatever to support me and my brother growing up. Well, like, like any kid, really, I stumbled onto some weed. I think that we were like out in the back patio of one of my buddy's house or something, and he was like, "Yo, I gotta do it," something like that. And
the classic.
Right. It just kind of went from there, and so I immediately got interested because like I'd heard stories growing up about like how kind of big they used to do their operation, and like I'm really downplaying it right now, like it was like a situation out there, you know what I mean? So my mom would like tell me stories, and so I would be like, okay, and we would kind of go out in the woods and throw a couple seeds in the ground and come back and check them like 6 months later, Sometimes they would just be like, like 3 males, and like you're like, where's the buds at? Like you don't know. Right? So like I would go back and I would ask her, I'm like, how would dad know about this and that and whatever, and she would tell me, and I'd run back out to the woods and actually, so like back then, people do a lot of like LST and stuff now. They were at the point like back then where they were like breaking the stalks in half on plants so they would bush out, just so like helicopters couldn't see them when they would like fly over, or like that people wouldn't notice them growing tall, because they were actually growing a lot of sativa plants back then that were really tall, like 18-20 foot plants. So they would break them over without them knowing, that it was going to be beneficial to the plant, just so they could like legitimately like hide them. And they were like, hey, it's better when we do this.
Yeah, that's dope. What a dope accident.
You right? Yeah. So that's kind of and then so growing up, I was always just kind of bouncing stuff off of her, trying to figure it out. Finally, we got it figured out, and since then, it's just been kind of like, I don't know if y'all have ever grown any bud or anything, but it just gets really obsessive. Like you stop talking to people and you start talking to your, you know what I'm saying? Like you come out of the grow room like 6 months later and you haven't seen like the outside world. People are like, dude, where have you been? You're like, I don't know who you are. It's a situation.
Yeah, no, I know those feelings very well. Like a year before COVID, I think I disappeared from the world for a little bit of a while, and then just like I emerge out of my like tent, just smoke behind me, my beard's twice as long. Just like, what have I missed?
You look like an Amazon shaman or something. You know what I mean? You're like,
exactly.
Hey. It's cool. So anyway, so me and my brother basically, our whole lives, like we've heard these like grander than all stories about like how this back in the day. And when weed kind of got legal, we were still in a place like where it was illegal, like in Arkansas, right? I don't know, Siththa, if you've ever heard this term. Bill, I'm sure you've heard the term before, but they have what they call the Bible Belt in the middle of the country, right? So it's like
for sure. Missouri, Arkansas, down south, yeah.
The views.
Does Ohio count? Because I've got a cousin in Ohio.
I think, it's kind of that middle of the country. Like, Ohio's one of those.
Okay,
areas.
I know the type of people. Yeah, I know the areas you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of like when they go to like vote these laws in, because it was on the ballot, like 2000, I want to say maybe 14 or 12, but they just voted against it. They voted against it. So we had to deal with that, and we were always kind of like, man, if we could just get out to Colorado or we could get out to Cali and kind of showcase our genetics and like what we do, the way we do it, like, whoa, man, we could do great. So my 18th birthday comes, and my brother had been working overseas and he had been visiting Thailand a lot. He'd been like working Iraq, Afghanistan as like a logistics person over there, making pretty good money. And I was just like an 18-year-old pothead kid selling weed back in Arkansas, right? So when my 18th birthday comes, he was like, "Hey, you want to go to Thailand for your 18th birthday?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, dude!" So I'd never left Arkansas at this point. So I got a passport. I hopped on like I want to say like 30-hour plane ride to Bangkok, and I ended up he got stuck in the UAE there. So he was in Dubai. I've never been out of Arkansas, mind you. I'm 18 years old, and I'm in Bangkok. I don't know where to go. I know we're supposed to go to Pattaya, but I don't know how to get there. So I slept in the hotel, or no, not the hotel. I'm sorry. I slept in the airport at Bangkok that night. Dude,
Damn.
it was a hassle. Luckily, I found my way the next day to the American Embassy. I like got a call out somehow, and I ended up taking a taxi down there. As I'm taxiing down there, man, I'm seeing fields of weed, and I'm like, whoa, they go grow weed out here. I'm talking to my taxi driver. I was like, "You guys grow weed?" He was like, "Oh, that's hemp. Like, no, we don't grow weed to smoke. Like, this is before the legalization." He was like, No. I was like, "Oh, okay, what? Crazy." But I'd never seen big fields like this. I was really kind of blown away at like how much weed I was looking at. But it was, big fields of hemp. And
yeah, like a bit of a weed culture shock for you.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, so we get down to Pattaya, and I was down there for I think we spent a month down there. And if you've ever been down there, the month down there is as an 18-year-old kid is like a culture shock completely. It was like a whole. I was gonna say,
were you coming home with like the eyes of a Vietnam vet that's seen some shit?
Yeah, exactly.
He's emerging from the water like fucking Apocalypse Now or some shit.
Yeah. It's like that movie, like you ever see The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio, like, you know what I mean? I think they filmed that in Thailand, but
yeah.
No, yeah. So like that opened my mind as a kid coming from Arkansas, and then just seeing all that stuff, man. I mean, we went out to the jungles, we went out on the ocean. We went and did all kinds of crazy things that like I to this day I still tell like my buddies like stories about things that I was doing in Thailand at 18, and they were like they don't believe me. So through the years we continuously go back. Another time I took my mom over there, and we stayed for like 3 weeks, and same situation for her, except maybe even more of a culture shock and more of a like eye-opening experience, because she was like 45 at the time, and then she's from Arkansas, so she goes and sees all this. It's like, whoa, this is crazy. My brother even he lived over there for like a year on an English teaching visa, and he was going around doing websites for people, for bar owners and stuff like that. So we just, for the last, I would say, I'm 33 now. So since I've been 18, we've just been constantly back and forth from over there, just because like we built a lot of good relationships with people over there. A lot of Thai nationals who are super cool people, super awesome people, and we really love the country. It's beautiful. It's like one of the most beautiful places. You guys know this. It's one of the most beautiful places on earth. And it just seems like, especially Americans, like not a lot of Americans know about it. Like I'm not sure how the culture is there, Siththa, for you, but like, most of the people who you see in Thailand, the tourists are like European tourists. I mean, they have a lot of Russians, Chinese, Indian stuff like that as well. But a lot of the tourists are like Europeans. And I noticed that because I would be like, oh man, everybody over here is British,
Yeah, it's like Thailand's like number one for the kind of backpacking gap year cliche. I have so many friends that like have just backpacked like Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam. Those like 4 countries are kind of the big 4.
That's so cool. And I would love to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? I get all hippied out, and I'm like, dude, I'm trying to go. I was gonna do that on the Oregon Trail, actually, or the Appalachian Trail. I'm sorry. Me and my brother were gonna take like 6 months and do the Appalachian Trail. We ended up not. Actually, we ended up going to Thailand for like 2 months. But anyways, yeah. So we got to talking. Maybe this is maybe like a year, 2 years ago or something. And we were like, man, if we'd ever like legalizes over in Thailand, we need to go over there, bro. Like, cause we just been over there so much. And we know we have a lot of like cool people there. And we were like, cause we would our philosophy really is like be able to showcase like Thailand to the rest of the world as Thailand. Like, not like, we don't want to like Americanize Thailand or anything. We're just like, dude, this is a cool place to come. People should come here and check this place out. And I honestly think cannabis is like the perfect segue for that, right?
Massively so.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a social plant, like, it's the medicinal values of the plant are out of this world. The economic values that it brings are just crazy through the roof. It's just a great way, I think, for a country to coming out of COVID, that's a country that has a lot of tourism, especially, is a great way to get people to come back into the country. And it's on a note that they haven't seen in forever. 10 years ago, you could get, I don't even know how many years in jail for having a joint, right? It's like very hush hush, very like,
yeah.
Somebody said you could get the death penalty. I don't know. Do you guys know about that? Is that like a thing?
I mean, Thailand is strict with drugs to begin with, but I've not like looked into like how far it was when it was in terms of weed. Bill, what about you? Do you know anyone getting executed for a weed? Because that'd be interesting to know.
I mean,
I never actually thought about that.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, but not. I don't know personally, but it's been written. It's been written. Who knows, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you mean.
On the bright side of that, though, like that shows how far the country has come. You know what I'm saying? Like that just shows like how progressive they're becoming. And I think it's going to open the mind of a lot of Americans to get a chance to go over there and see what an amazing place the country is. So anyways, we found out in June, right, that they legalized it, I think, with everybody else. And we were like, dude, let's do this. So we kind of, I was like, I got to sell a bunch of weed, dude, so we can do this. So we kind of pulled together some, haphazardly pulled together a bunch of monies, talked to a couple of our Thai buddies, and we were like, dude, let's do it. So we all got together in like a little war room type thing and just came up with the plan, man. It all started. I drew this little lotus on a paper, and I was like, hey, bro, what do y'all think about this? And everybody was like, yeah, we like that lotus. So we were like, all right, let's go with it for design. And it kind of just rolled from there, man. We started going with it. We started outsourcing lawyers and stuff to, us being American speakers, like we had to really lean on like our Thai partners to get all this stuff kind of figure out everything and see how we could get the ball rolling with that. But we and so we just went from there, man. We started hitting up distributors as far as like getting our store built out, where we were going to do the store. We would have liked to be on Walking Street. However, I don't know if y'all have ever been down there. That's like prime real estate. So like Walking Street was already bought up. But for a plug, the Bud Tender Patio, they've got a cool store, man, right there on Walking Street. Those dudes are doing their thing out there, man. I think they're opening up a whole nother shop already too. So it's like, it's definitely moving along out there. But what we did was
massively so.
Yeah. We ended up getting in Royal Garden Plaza, the mall out there. I don't know if you've ever been out there and seen it. There's like a big giant airplane in it, like where they have Ripley's Believe It or Not. And,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yep. And it kind of worked out for us because we were like, okay, this is cool, right? Because our whole mindset was kind of like that. I guess you would say like Colorado kind of snowboard cabin feel type thing, you know what I mean, where you have like a lot of like,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so I felt like that would work well with the mall anyways, so we decided to do that. And yeah, man, like, for us to get traffic into the mall, I'm pretty transparent about everything. So like for us to get traffic in the mall has been kind of like like a okay, this is going to be our main situation. How do we get traffic in the mall? But, you know, everything is growing. The graphs are all going up, dude. And we're just happy to be there, happy to like showcase what the Thais have to offer. And like, you know, something that's very culturally significant for their country. Like, because all of our stuff is Thai grown. It's all organic. All the people who are in our stores are all Thai nationals. So we're kind of just like behind the scenes, man. We want it to be by Thais for Thais. You know what I'm saying? Like, the least amount of American influence as we can get in there, realistically. Because like that's what we like to do. Like when we go there, man. Like you have like Beach Road, you have Second Road, and then you got Third Road. Like whenever I go to like visit, I'm like out on Third Road, like playing like weird dice games, you know, and
Yeah.
where like people are like, yo, you shouldn't be out here. I'm like, this is what I came to do, man. Like I didn't come to eat Burger King, you know.
Yep. The amount of times I've wandered down a street and told someone later, and they're like, "Wait, why were you there?" Like,
Yeah.
well, why the fuck not?
Exactly, dude. I'm here to have a good time. That's why I was there, bro. Yeah.
Exactly, the guy.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we got to, man, and that's and that was kind of our whole philosophy was to just showcase Thai genetics and like how they've been doing things for the time that, you know, for years that they haven't been able to tell anybody about, really, and you know, everywhere does the same thing. But like we would like to see the culture shifts more to that, because, you know, there's things that bring people to Thailand, and there's things that bring people everywhere that are like, okay, this could be amazing if, you know, if there were certain things that were different, which is the same with everywhere. And I think weed has the ability to change that outlook on specific tourist reasons. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I was like, just gonna want to bring this up because like I've simped over the menu that you post on the Discord, and again, everyone join the Discord because there's a bunch of us there chatting all the time, and I simped for the menu for Kanchana because I was like, yes, they have Thai flower, they have KD and Thai stick and some Ladre shit, and I was like, okay, this guy, I like this guy.
Yeah, and that's so, and those are our, you know, believe it or not, those are like our main sellers, man, are Thai bud. People come into the store and they're wanting Thai bud. They, you know, we have all of the other stuff that you could pick from, you know, whatever. But everybody wants the Thai stuff, and it's you know, and it's understandable because that's, if I'm going to Thailand, that's what I want to try. I want to try the Thai genetics. I don't care about the lemon cherries that everybody else is smoking in Cali. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what the Thai's got. And yeah, so that was
my whole thing as well, man. Like when I got to Thailand, I think the first strain I got was a KD because I was just like, finally a selection that's not just 50 different types of gelato or runts or sherb, you know?
Dude, exactly. And you know, it's like it's already becoming like an issue in the States where people are like, man, I don't want any more of that stuff. So it's like, why bring the same thing over to Thailand when they have some of like the best flavors around, you know, in land race genetics. And that's where like a lot of the strains from nowadays come from that, you know, chocolate Thai, all that stuff, man. So like, yeah, we have squirrel tail, we've got tiger tail, we've got all the good stuff, man.
See, I never thought I was gonna come to Pattaya, but now I'm gonna have to because I need your weed. I'm a bit simp for the squirrel tail, the tiger tail. Oh,
yeah,
definitely, man.
Absolutely, dude. But yeah, so that's just kind of where we're at, man. And now we're getting ready to send another team over later on this year and try to work with some of our Thai farmers on like genetic breeding, kind of get into
That's
them.
Really cool.
You know, just kind of just help empower them and just work with them and see and exchange techniques, learn some of the stuff that they do, lend a hand if they need anything, or maybe give them some ideas on certain ways that we do things. I know the climate there is really the biggest driving factor of what's going to grow well there, So I think like sticking around with Thai genetics is going to be the way to go. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I brought up before one of my Canadian friends who's like planning to come over to Thailand to like grow and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, well, like, what's the difference between like Canada and Thailand, like regards to like growing outdoors and stuff?" And I was just like, "Dude, forget everything you know for a bit.
Yeah.
It's completely different."
Yeah, I don't know if you know. You ever seen the sun? Have you ever seen the moon? Well, there you go. Yeah.
That added with the insects over there, my God.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. So on the Discord, I've been talking with people, and the biggest thing I've noticed is people talking about insect control, pest control. So that's going to be an issue that in general, because we like to try to keep everything organic. So that's going to be, I think, maybe one of our biggest humps to overcome is the insect control, because they're out of control. I will say that.
I've been telling everyone to get a bunch of chickens on steroids. That and ladybirds. Just, yeah.
Oh yeah. They work though. They do. The chickens would be nice.
Hey, chickens, they eat the bugs, they shit, so you can use it for manure. And then, when chicken gets old and you're a bit hungry, bye chicken.
And they lay eggs constantly. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I keep telling people, like, chickens are the perfect friend for cannabis growing.
Yeah, you're right, man. There's actually a dude out here in Cali. His name is Masonic Grower.
Hey, I know Mace. Big Mace. Yeah. Shout out to Big Mace.
Shout out, dude, man. And he's he does a lot of video R&D type videos, man. And you'll see his chickens running around everywhere, dude. So yeah, he's already up on the game on that one. I was like, man, look at all those chickens.
I'm gonna just, when I'm back over Thailand, just if anyone wants to buy some prime chickens, just where I'm at.
Shout out, dude. I got the good ones too. No, oh yeah. So speaking of that, speaking of like stuff to go along with your crop, right? That leads me back to what you were talking about earlier with the minty flavored bud. So we're in the middle right now. And I will botch the word if I try to use it. So I'm not going to use any like scientific terms because.
Bro, don't worry about botching words. I do it every episode, and I get shit from Bill and the audience for it every damn episode.
Okay, all right, cool.
Do not worry.
So back in the day, right? So when I was like poking and prodding into my mom's brain about stuff her and my dad used to do, I would always ask her like, hey, is there anything that stood out that was kind of different? She was like, man, there was always this patch where we grew this. It didn't matter where else they grew or what kind they grew or whatever, but the specific location that they grew, every time they grew there, the weed would come out minty. It would have like a menthol kind of taste to it, And I was like, well, Did you figure out why? And these are stories from the 80s, 90s. So was it just kind of like because the menthol was in the air from the plants? I don't know. But I just was kind of talking to her, and she said, yeah, well, they found a bunch of patches of wild, what they call as a Arkansas mountain mint growing around the cannabis, right? And so me and my brother have been looking into the mycelium networks of the mycorrhizal networks, and the sharing of flavonoids in between plants, because I don't know if you guys know, but like if you have two plants planted in close proximity of each other, if they're in the same mycorrhizal network and one plant becomes sick, the other plant can kind of share some of the stuff that it's got to help that other plant get away from being sick, right? So we've been doing a lot of R&D, kind of trying to bring that mint back, the story of that mint into the flavonoids of this cannabis flowers, right? We haven't harvested anything from it yet. You know what I mean? This is like a really fresh idea that we've been using. Like I said, last night we had a 2-hour conversation about it. And there's just it's a whole rabbit hole that goes down. And we, at the worst case scenario, mint definitely like deters a lot of the pests and stuff like that. So it's another organic way to with companion gardening, of just keeping your garden healthy and stuff like that. But yeah, man, so that's our goal, is if we can do that, we'll be really excited about that.
No,
So
that's
if we
really fucking cool.
Yeah, if we can find out how it works and get it to work, then I think that'll be a something super cool to do. You know what I mean? And we have a bunch of different stuff we want to try, and we'll just see where it goes. If not, we're still just gonna have a bunch of fire ass weed and some mint.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, like, I've had a few like my farmer friends like reach out because they've switched over to like growing a bit of weed now on the side of like normal produce and farming. So I'm just interested to see now what like is gonna come out from these farmers growing like, I don't know, weed next to tomatoes and shit. I mean, what if we get to, I don't know. I'm intrigued by the whole sharing of flavonoids and stuff now. That's something I'm definitely going to be delving deep into tonight.
And that's what I'm saying, man. So yeah, because
Sitha, real quick. Weed next to lemongrass for you, Sitha, for Thai lemony lemongrass.
Really? That's a thing?
Oh, well, no, he's
No,
saying
I'm saying you should do it.
Yeah, because you have a big citrus profile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you always like the citrus. If you grow.
Oh my God. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do now. I know I'm gonna do some alchemy when I'm over there.
There you go, man. See? And that's the thing. It's one of those things where, like, people talk about companion cropping all the time, but I don't know necessarily how much research has actually been done into like flavonoid transfer. So it's kind of something we're just interested in, and we want to kind of try our hat in it.
Oh, it's something I'm gonna have to definitely try now. And Bill's just given me I've just sat here like I've just had this light bulb go off in my brain.
Cool.
So like from all of this, I just want to ask, what's like your hopes for the future and like the whole cannabis culture in Thailand? Like, what are you looking forward to, or what are you like hoping is going to happen?
Dude, I just hope that it brings a lot of camaraderie to the world, man. It's like the same with anywhere else. I hope that it is able to bring people together, showcase like what the planet has to offer, essentially, like, and help people come together and be able to brainstorm better ideas and just help continue to push the evolution of the human species through the cosmos as we know it, man, as we like explore the planet and what she's got to offer. I feel like cannabis is a huge way to get everybody on the same team, and I'm a big proponent of that.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I've always believed that like cannabis connects people, like even people that are on the completely different spectrum of personality wise than you are. I've shared joints with people I never thought I would talk to, but because of that like interaction and sociality of smoking weed, it kind of made it like, oh, it's just another person. There's no, like weed is such a good social tool. I mean, like I use it. I'm autistic. Like weed is what helps me like be able to talk. Like I couldn't do the podcast without smoking. I'd just be like, so like I'm a big proponent on like cannabis is not just like a medicinal thing. It's not just like you want to do it for recreational reasons. It's like it has so many uses and tools, and the social side is such a massive thing. And like when I was like came to Bangkok, I was like shocked at how kind of like how many different like niche like growers clubs there are, and like loads of different like collectives. Like in England there's so much like beef between like different brands and shit, but in Thailand everyone, well, I mean a lot, I'm not going to say the majority, but a lot of people I notice are just like, yeah, let's all just do this together, it's more fun this way. And like that's kind of the spirit you give off, is like instead of just being like, yeah, we're over here doing our stuff, it's like, nah, we're part of the community, let's do this shit together,
Absolutely, dude. I think that's the best way to go about it, man. I think, and that's why like my biggest thing is like transparency. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody's like, hey, what are you guys doing? Or if there's something that somebody likes, hey, how are you doing this? Like I'm like all about being like, hey, this is what we do, man. Like if you want some help, like let me know. I'll come over. I'll show you what we got. But like I'm the fully the same way, because I think you're gonna have those people who are like really try to like, I guess I would say, hide their secrets or whatever, you know, and that's okay. But I think in general, like you said, like the plant is so social that like, man, it's just the best way to get people to come together, dude. And that's all I want to do is just have it be cool where you can go anywhere and just talk to whoever, you know, and sit down and smoke a joint with somebody and just find out about their culture, man. That's something that I really enjoy doing. And I hope that it stays around, and I hope that it flourishes, which it looks like it is right now. I think Burner and Cookies are over there as we speak, getting ready to open up a store. Shout out to Cookies. Those dudes are doing their thing. I know a lot of people look at them as like a bad thing. However, I think it's really good because they're gonna, you know, they're speaking with some of the Thai officials currently, and I know that they know that it's gonna bring positivity to the country as a whole, and that's my main goal, is like bringing a positive outlook to Thailand, showcasing what it's got, and just letting the people see what an amazing country it is.
Yeah, for sure, dude, for sure. And like, again, that's my vibe. We were talking before recording, me and Bill, and a few of our audience members like to call me the Siam simp for like how much I really like endorse and love Thailand. So I feel you completely on that. And yeah, I'm just excited for like everything's gone so fast, the growth wise, but like it's still growing. The amount of people I know that like have cancelled going to Amsterdam, to Spain, to America so they can go to Thailand and experience that like weed culture is massive. Like for tourism and for shit, it's just gonna keep growing. Like I'm excited to see like all the different types of people that are gonna come together. It's gonna be really interesting.
Absolutely, dude. And they have the cool part is they have an entire genetic profile that's been unexplored for so long by the world. You know, the 70s or the 60s, 70s, 50s, 60s, whatever, people were able to get their hands on stuff like that for so long. It's been isolated from the world, and it's opened up now, and it has such a deep history, a deep connection. You know how people like don't even know, like the word bong is like a Thai word, so it's like the connection of weed in Thailand is so big. And I think it's gonna be. I do think it's gonna be one of those things where like, hey, this is it's got its own geographical location in the world of like hubs of like, you know, cannabis culture as the world culture starts to progress.
For sure, and I'm like, I'm really excited what's going to happen now. There's going to be a better focus on like growing with Thai genetics and breeding and stuff, because we've had like a focus at the moment with like bottlenecking of certain strains, like regarding terp profiles and stuff. You know, people have been like working hard on specific genetic lines, like like I said, the gelatos, the runts, the cookies, stuff like that. But like, what's going to happen now when people put that amount of effort into the Thai strains and the cultivars? Like, I think some really interesting stuff's going to come out.
Absolutely, dude, and I can't wait to see it, man. That's going to be, I think, a game changer worldwide, if you want my honest opinion. Because the thing is the landrace genetics that they have there are on par with a lot of these, you know, specific bred genetics that people put years and years and years into. You can get some landrace Thai genetics that are almost already at that point, you know. So what I think it's the potential of what's going to go from there is I don't even think you could put like a number on, you know, or anything like that, put a tangible amount of progression on that. And I'm just happy to smoke some weed and and see new stuff, honestly. So that's cool with me, man.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a big diversity to the palette now, instead of just the more Cali centered terpene profiles. Like Thai terp I've had Thai weed that's like really tobacco like terps, or like the Chocolope Thai chocolate. Like I've not seen that much in the West at all.
No, and you're not going to find that. People, and here's the thing is maybe back in the day they probably had more of that stuff, but people just were like, oh, I want that, candy flavor, so they just selectively bred all of that good stuff out that like nowadays people would they would pay $1,000 an ounce to buy something that tasted like that nowadays with that, and they just didn't know back then. They just were trying to get away from that because of whatever reason. And now it's so like a niche thing, but yeah, it's over there, man, and it's all untouched, and I hope that it stays that way for the most part. I'm sure there's probably some that taste like someone's butthole that they probably want to bring themselves, but at the same point in time, like maybe they want to keep that around. I hope that for the most part, they will want to preserve their landrace genetics as much as possible, because as we look around the world, a lot of the landrace genetics that happens to where they will just breed them out to what the people want at the time, and then now they're gone forever.
Yeah, I do wonder how many like cannabis missing links there are throughout history. The amount of like interesting strains that people could have just found and just threw away the back seed, or oh man, it makes me a bit sad thinking about that kind of shit. But like, I do hope that like, I don't know. I want like a terp revolution with Thailand.
And that's and that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to explore different ways of cultivation to try to maybe bring back or just figure out new things of how to get different things in the bud that people haven't seen in a long time or have never seen. I think everybody's kind of on the same boat with you on that. Like, people are so tired of lemon cherry gelato,
So this leads me to a good question. It's like, what are some strains that you wish were around still that you don't really see anymore? Even if they've just got a street name, I just want to hear like anything interesting you could think of.
Dude, yeah. So I would say pre-98 Bubba Kush. That some of that shit was fucking fire. There was a strain a long time ago. They called it dog shit. I don't know if you ever had that. But it was
what a name.
Right. And it, and that's another thing. I'm a gassy type of person. But then and then I would say one more would probably be it didn't really have a name, but I remember when it came out, man, it had such like a strong pining flavor. The pine that was in it, it was just unreal. And I for years I've never got to get that flavor again. So I've been just really researching on how to get these terpenes to shine through in plants, and that's one of those things where it's like, if you can get any of those ones that you just can't get anymore, people will go crazy for it. And I'm not even saying it for like the economic value of it. I would just like to taste the shit again. You know what I mean?
Oh, the amount of people like I see in like the Discord or like on Instagram that like comment on a post like, we don't taste the same anymore. And I'm just like, you're kind of right. You are kind of right. I do feel bad for the people that are stuck in like the gelato gridlock of terpenes. Like I know, like you bring up the lemon cherry. I've seen that everywhere, absolutely everywhere at the moment. I'm just like, can we diversify now? Like, I miss being in Thailand because of the amount of diversity. So that's something that excites me for, again, like saying about Thailand's going to diversify its terpenes, but like the amount of Westerners that are going to come to Thailand and try Thai weed, I think a lot of breeders are going to be like, wait a minute, there's something to this. So I wonder like how much of like Thai's genetics are also going to get exported now, like like the early Dutch era days, like the
Yes.
KD and stuff. Like I wonder if we're going to have another like revolution of that come around as well.
I absolutely think so, man. I think now that it's legal, people are going to do whatever they can to get their hands on Thai genetics, and hopefully it's not to just bring back and dump into some lemon cherry and it turns into Thai lemon cherry, whatever. But you know what I mean.
If I see anyone breed specifically a Thai cherry gelato, I will find you and I will kill you. I'm sorry. I just
We're
will.
gonna
I'm
clip that.
sorry.
That's gonna be a clip.
Bill's like, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
That's good content. We got it, bitch.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. And it's not, it's not that I hate the lemon cherries. It's just like when that's all that's around. It's yeah. Yep.
It's the same with food. Like I don't know anyone that eats the same food every single day. It just gets boring after a while. You're gonna like the food, but you're gonna get bored of it. And it's the same with weed.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know, man. I could probably eat those like banana rotis out there in Thailand fucking every day. Those are fire, bro. You ever have
Oh,
one
I
of
made
those?
I made some banana fritters today, but they're not as good as the Thai style stuff.
Oh yeah, God, those are so good. I love all that stuff, man. All the street food where you just get out and just start trying stuff, man. That's why I love Thailand. Like nowhere else are you gonna go get a. And I haven't tried them, but nowhere else are you gonna go get a fried scorpion. You know what I'm saying?
And nowhere in the world are you gonna get a fried scorpion specifically at like 4 a.m. randomly in the street. Like when I got back to England, the first night I was back, I was just like, where is everyone? Why is it so quiet? Because like Bangkok and Thailand, that shit don't sleep ever. Like you can go out
No.
to Thailand 4 in the morning, like I just said, and go get yourself a fried scorpion if you want it. It's
Yeah.
non-stop.
You say that too. Like I've been like walking around or stumbling around out there like at like 3, 4 in the morning before I walked up on like an entire like pig roast. They were like roasting a pig in the middle of the street. I was like, dude, what's going on over here, dude? And then I sat out there and we chilled and ate pig and all kind of like little bags of bean sprouts and stuff. Dude, I was like, this place is amazing, bro. Like what?
Thai food is the best. If you're
Oh
one of
yeah.
those people that comes to Thailand and only eats either food at the hotel or a McDonald's, again, I will find you and I will kill you.
Yeah, I do. Hey, one time I was out there and I went to McDonald's, like it was late at night, and this is when I was like, I'm just gonna stick with the Thai food. I was like, hey, I'll have a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, and they brought me out like just a cheeseburger, I think is what it was. It might even be a
Yeah.
cheeseburger. It was like a chicken sandwich, maybe a ham sandwich, I think is what it was. A ham on like burger buns, and I was just looked at it, and of course, like I ate it. Like I'm like, believe me, I'm not gonna just throw it back. But then I was like, I'm just gonna stick with the Thai food from here on out. Yeah.
I, I've had people recommending, like, asking me for food recommendations. My recommendation that I've been giving everyone is smoke a fat joint and then just go walk around and whatever smells good, try it.
Dude,
Like
you could not.
that's the
You could not give better
experience for
advice.
me.
You could not be
That's
given
the
better
experience for
advice.
me is just to walk around. Like there's so much different diversity of food, especially if you're a stoner. We all know what munchies are like. So Thailand is perfect. You've got 7-Elevens 24 hours. Then you've got street food, which some street food vendors I have seen that are somehow 24 hours and I don't know how they do it. Like I've gone to bed and then woken up and they're still out there cooking. And I'm like, huh, fuck.
That's that work ethic right there, dude. Oh man. Yeah, dude, I cannot agree more, man. I think that's and the smells that come from there are so different than anywhere else in the world. You're walking around and you're smelling smells like the food that the smells that comes from the food is just unreal. It draws you in to where you're like, I gotta see what these people are cooking. And even if it's like the fried crickets, you're like, why does that smell so good? Like,
Bro,
I did try one of those.
I've smelt stuff that I didn't think smelled appetizing, but I was just so intrigued by the smell I ate it anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, the bugs are like cliche, but they weirdly are kind of good. Especially crickets. I recommend crickets.
The crickets are okay. They're kind of crunchy. You know what I mean? It's to me they remind me of like chewing on sunflower seeds or something. But I did like the grub worms though. I like those. I was like about it, and my brother would just stare at me like, "Dude, I gotta leave you here. Gotta go
When are
somewhere."
you coming back to Thailand?
So the aim right now, I'll be over here for at least a month in Cali.
Okay.
and I've got to go back to Arkansas.
I've got. I cultivate Duang Saku. They're coconut. They eat coconut bark, worms.
Ooh, okay.
I'll send you some when you come back. Dried,
Okay.
freeze dry. Like they're vacuum sealed.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah. They're good. They're good. We feed them milk beforehand. So like the last thing they eat is like milk.
Ooh,
They're not
I was
eating
gonna
weird shit.
say,
Yeah.
Bill
It's
is
like a
the
little-
guy to go to with food like this.
Yeah.
Every day Bill will send me a picture of what he's eating, and I will
Other day I
hate him
sent a
because
picture
I'm not
to
with
Siththa
No.
Siam grilled pork intestine.
Oh,
It's very good though. If I will buy it and I'll give you a bag and you won't even know what you're eating. You'll just say,
Yeah.
"What is this? It tastes so sweet. It tastes so good." Swear to
Are you-
God.
Tie tip.
are you,
That's
you
another tie tip. Don't question what you're eating, just eat it.
That's true. You got to do that. Bill,
Just eat it.
Are you a big chitlins fan?
If they're cleaned right,
Okay.
if
I've
they're
never
clean,
had them.
if
I've
they're
never-
clean, that's basically the same stuff. They
Right.
if they're cleaned good, they're sweet.
Okay.
And-
I see.
and-
I've never had.
and kind of marinated and grilled, and they're perfect.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
might have a new something to try when I get back over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next time I'll be over there, I'm aiming right now at April, because I got to go after here, Arkansas, then to Virginia, and then I just got to do some stuff. So we're aiming at April. I know we'll have a small team over there before that, and then though, but yeah, if I can get over before, I'll definitely try to do that.
That's awesome, man. I was gonna say, like, when you're over there, hopefully I'll be back around the same time.
Are you guys
could
going to
do a
be
little-
here for 420 Songkran?
Yeah, that
Oh,
we're gonna try,
shit.
we're gonna try to be at the beginning of April.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can't miss Songkran or 420 this year. It's going to be huge.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
and well, they're doing Rolling Loud in Pattaya this year, which is like a big giant rap festival. First time that they've ever done it in Asia, and that's on the 13th through the 15th. So we're gonna try to be there before that. Yeah, this is a plug real quick, but if anybody's into rap music, they got a
That's during Songkran. Yeah, they're going to be doing it during Songkran, 13th to
Oh,
the
really?
15th. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be wild, dude.
That
Yeah.
is gonna be wild.
It's
Yeah,
going to be
shit.
So
I did
So
not know
plug-
it was the same time as Songkran. If anyone dies,
it's
we love you.
this. I might have to go to this. This is going to be good.
so and here's the thing too. I was gonna say, like, we got a thing right now, where like if you buy an eighth, you get one entry for 2 free tickets. We have 2 free tickets. Well, I guess they're not free. You got to buy an eighth, but for you buy an eighth, you get an entry to win 2 tickets to Rolling Loud. We have them at the store, or we don't have them at the store, but we have the deal at the store where you can buy the ticket. Whatever.
No,
Yeah.
that's dope,
So-
man.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. But yeah, I didn't know it was during then. I didn't know it was during that either, bro. What?
No, that's gonna be
it's
a
gonna
wild
be-
event.
Yeah, because Songkran itself is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna add. Yeah, I'm thinking about going there now. Before I wasn't, but now I am.
Yeah.
I want as many listeners to take pictures of Songkran during goddamn Rolling Loud at 420 as possible, please, because Jesus Christ. Rap music plus religious water fighting. Yes.
Even up in Chiang Mai, it's going to be fun too. Even if you're stuck in Chiang Mai, if you're in Bangkok, this Songkran is going to be good no matter what, because past few years haven't had it, So I think it's going to be a good Songkran.
Yeah, I think like everything coming up right now, because that's what we're focusing on. A lot of the Thai, there's like a billion Thai holidays, so we're focusing on a lot of the Thai holidays right now. I think everything coming up is going to be that much better, right? Because for the last couple of years, there has been nobody there. People haven't been able to do anything because of COVID, and now it's opened back up from COVID, and weed's legal, so it's like a win-win for everybody, I think.
100%.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy ass time. Now I'm gonna have to look about coming over earlier. Shit.
Yeah. Hey, Bill. So I've been seeing how is the culture there in Chiang Mai? I've been seeing a lot of people posting stuff in Chiang Mai, like really cool looking events and stuff, man. I've only been up there. The only time I went up there, it was like I think we went to the jungle or something. So I didn't really know that they had a lot of stuff like that going on up there.
Yeah, there was the Thai High convention. Then that was probably the biggest one. And then there's just been like small little events like like a rolling competition locally or like a how to grow workshop, that kind of stuff. Down at like Green Dog. They were one of the first shops to open in Chiang Mai on June 9th. They were
I
like
saw that. Yeah.
yeah. They're cool. That was the first shop I went to. But yeah, I mean, lots of good dispensaries out right now, a lot of good weed being grown. So yeah, it's good shit, man.
That's cool, dude. That is super cool, man. I love how like and and the culture across the country is like geographically different too. I've noticed that. So I was like I'm very interested in like everything from like Busan, like all the way to Chiang Mai, like all that stuff, man, where I was like I when I go back, and I know I have a shop in Pattaya, but like when I go back, I want to explore the countryside, just looking at everybody else's like how that geographical location is doing everything, and like do these guys have different flavors, all that type of stuff, man. Like I'm a
I
weed
think you'll.
nerd.
I mean, what do you think, Steve? Do you think you'll find that or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like even if you look at India regarding land races, like the difference between like highland land races and lowland land races, the spud structure, the terpene profiles are going to be massively different. And like we had Zomia on a couple of episodes back, and Zomia is basically, geographically speaking, Zomia is basically the highlands areas of Southeast Asia. And like from little bits of research I've been doing, like from like land races being grown in places more like Isan or the south, like on the islands, like central lands, like where it's not mountainous or like jungle type, has been very different from the people who are growing in the more mountainous jungle regions. So I think it's good that's another thing that's going to be really interesting, is the actual like physical exploration of these strains as well, because it's going to vary massively depending on the climate. Like you said, Thailand has a lot of diversity. They've got wetlands, lowlands, riverbanks, they've got the ocean, they've got islands, we've got mountains. It's the diversity is fucking huge. And like again, I am the Siam simp, but like Thailand is the perfect place for a stoner. you got all this like nature stuff, you got the food, you got the weed, and it's all just gonna get better. So like yeah, like exploring is going to be interesting to see what different type of stuff comes out, even just from that.
Oh, dude, I agree, 100%. I 100% agree. And that's really kind of my main thing. I haven't explored the countryside since weed has been legal out there, like from up the country to down the country. So that's exciting.
No, I'm definitely gonna have to drag you up north to Chiang Mai where Bill is, and we'll have a Siam smoke sesh up north.
Dude, Siam smoke session, eat some chitlins or some some fried contestants. Get it, dude.
Hell yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. So just like before we wrap anything up, is there like anything else you want to let the people know? Any plugs you want to give?
Oh no, man, just come to Thailand and smoke weed, man. Have a good time. That's what I'm all about, man. So
where can people find your shop again? Where can people find Kanchana?
Yeah, so if you go to Pattaya Beach, Thailand, we're in the Royal Garden Plaza on the first floor.
That's off Beach Road, right?
Yep, right off of Beach Road. It's less than a mile walking street. We open every day from noon to midnight. So easy day.
For the first listener that like goes to Kanchana and lets me know, I will pay you back for the first gram you buy, okay? But I need evidence.
First gram's
you're gonna go there and the first gram's on me, okay? I need evidence.
That's legit, bro.
There you go. 3 gram on me. That's all I can say. So if that's all we got to say now, man, thank you for this. Like, you are again one of the most solid dudes like I've been talking to on IG, and I'm like been really glad to have you on to talk about like your history and like your love for Thailand as well. I'm glad like you're like me. I'm not gonna call you a Siam simp. I don't know if you want to go that far, but like No, it's been good to have you on, man, and thank you, man. And yeah, everyone, go check out Drew's store, Kanchana. You know where it is. I'll put the details in the description as well. So yeah, listen to what I said. First grams on me. Need evidence. Okay.
That's dope. Dude,
Bye,
I appreciate
everyone.
it, man.
Bye bye.
Oh yeah.